Ladies and gentlemen, boys and NBs, welcome back once again to the DMZ or BR if that's what you're here for the gun builds for. It is Season 6, and we did not get a whole lot of content outside of the haunting coming later this season. However, we did get a major balance to the guns within the game. Yesterday, I brought you a full breakdown of assault rifles and builds for them. Today, I'm going to bring you the close range meta with your SMGs and your short barrel rifles, primarily your subsonic 300 black guns. Let's get started on a top 10 list. But first, please make sure to like and subscribe if you're new here, because believe it or not, over 75% of my viewers are not subscribed, and I would hate for you to not be able to find your way back here. Now let's get into it. Starting with number 3, let's talk about the Lockman sub or the MP5, and we're going to use a build that has the FT mobile stock, which actually gives you 28% range. I know it sounds crazy, but I data mined this myself, and it is true. We've tested it. It is absolutely there. On top of this, we're going to add the VLK 7mm laser, the 9mm hollow point ammunition in the 40-round magazine, and then finish off with a Lockman TCG-10 rear grip. This is probably the quintessential SMG of last season. It is still very, very good, but there are two options that are better than it now. However, don't quit the MP5. It is still amazing. It is still absolutely slaying everything in Building 21, Ashika. Wherever you need it, it'll get the job done. This thing is still top tier meta. Moving on, at number 4, I do have the PDSW 528 or P90 as it's actually known. For this build, we are going to start off with the X10 RR40 suppressor and the 9.5-inch Duke 30 barrel. We are then going to add the VLK 7mm laser and the CQB stock, and then finish off with the integrated reflex rail to make an absolute banger. The devs recently said this is actually the gun that has the best accuracy of any SMG in the game, so keep that in mind as you go through. The only issue you're really going to have with this gun is you're going to be looking for ammunition constantly, because it runs through it faster than anything outside of the AR category. The P90 is an absolute monster, however, so if you can keep ammo, it is a great option. And at number 5, I've got another gun that was an absolute banger last season, and that is the ISO 45. Towards the end of the season, this became the gun everyone was running behind their AR and even some behind their sniper. The ISO 45 is an absolute demon, even with the nerf that it got. For this build, we're going to start with the SK3 Cheetah stock at the A30 stout rear grip, the 45-round drum filled with hollow point ammunition, and finish it off with the VLK 7mm laser. The only downside to this gun is you only have 45 rounds in the drum, but other than that, this thing is still an absolute demon. You cannot go wrong by choosing this gun. I still run this thing pretty regularly. I know in the background footage I'm running, I believe, an M13. I can't remember. No, I was running the new gun in this footage. However, I did run the ISO 45 last night, and I could not really tell a difference, so keep that in mind as you go through your short range, close range guns, because this thing is still an absolute monster. At number 6, I've got the M13C or M13 Charlie, and this is my favorite option for the CQC fights. I know I'm a weird one wanting to run a big rifle, but that's because my teammates are demons. I'm typically second in stack. However, for this build, you're going to start with the Echoline GSX suppressor, add the Edge 47 underbarrel grip, the 60-round magazine, the D37 rear grip, and finish off with the VLK 7mm laser for an absolute banger of a build. The M13C just got a huge buff, and I don't know why, because this thing was an absolute banger before that. This thing is flying and it is frying. I don't think there's anything that can really put out the raw damage that this gun can shot for shot in close range. I personally, like I said, it's my favorite. I don't know what can compare to it in this category. However, there are a few other options I do want to give you for 300 black rifles outside of the SMG meta that are still able to compete with it. Like number 7, which is the Chimera. The Chimera, again, is another gun that is an absolute demon, and I think we all know that by now, because this is a great sniper support option, but it's also amazing in that close range battle. It is just an all-around monster. I love this gun, though the M13C gets my favorite. I do run this one a lot too, and for this build, we're going to start with the hollow point ammunition in the 45-round magazine. We're going to again add the D37 rear grip and the Ravage 18 stock, and finish off with the VLK 7mm laser for an absolute demon of a build that will absolutely just murk anyone it sees. I'm telling you, you can't go wrong with the Chimera. I could go on for days about how good this gun is. Just give it a try. It is amazing still, and I don't know what can compete again, with the 300 black rifles in close range. However, there is one 5.56 rifle that can compete, and that is at number 8 with the Tempest Razorback. The Razorback is an absolute demon for sniper support, and it is very, very good in CQC, so I decided to put it on this list as the only quote-unquote longer range rifle in the group. And for this build, again, we're going to start with the Echoline GSX suppressor and the FSS Ole V laser. We're then going to add the LTX Eclipse comb, the ERG X1 rear grip, and finish off with a 60 round magazine for an absolute banger. This is a gun you should run if you need to reach out to 50 or 60 meters with your secondary, but at the same time you want something to absolutely fry anything that pushes you up close and dangerous. This thing is incredible. The fire rate is great, the damage is great. It's just all around a wonderful weapon, and I would definitely give it a try. And then at number 9, I do have the Vaznev 9K, which is an all-around good gun. It's good at everything but not great at anything, and that's its hold up with the 45 round mag is its maximum, and everything else with it, it's just an all-around good gun. Before this build, we're going to use the SA Response 3 barrel, the Ole V laser, the hollow point ammunition in the 45 round magazine, and finish off with the Markiev R7 stock. I've gotten a lot of kills with the Vaznev, and it's very easy to get as contraband, but again, it's only good at everything, not great at anything. Keep that in mind if you're using this gun, because it is very good, but there are definitely better options, and that's why it is so low on this list. And then at number 10, I do have the Vel 46, or as we all commonly know it, the MP7. The MP7 is another gun that is good at everything, but not really great at anything. It is phenomenal. It has a 15-minute gun, just like the Vaznev. It is good, but not phenomenal. So for this build, we're going to start with the VLK 7mW laser, then we're going to add the Demo RXT stock, the Schlager Soldier grip, then we're going to add the hollow point ammunition in the 50 or 60 round magazine. That is entirely up to you if you value an extra 10 rounds in your magazine or that little bit extra movement speed. Like I said, the MP7 is a wonderful gun, however, there are just better options. So let's move on and get to our top 2. But first, I did want to say, if you're still here, that means you really like my content. So if you wouldn't mind double checking if you're subscribed, and definitely make sure to like the video because it does wonders for the algorithm, and I cannot stress that enough. Also, down below, we do have our Discord with over 200 people, and it is always popping. There's always groups forming. We have 5 different channels that are almost always full of people. So if you're looking for people to play with, that is most definitely for you. All right, and now to finish off our list, at number 2, I do have the new gun of the ISO 9mm, and it is a fantastic option. You cannot go wrong with it. It is an absolute demon. For this build, we're going to use the Forge DX90-F suppressor, the ISO 45 factory barrel, the VLK 7mW laser, the A30 stout, and the 50 round drum. This thing is incredible. I'm really glad to see this gun back because I loved it in Modern Warfare 2019, but they did it even better in this game because, like I said, it's an absolute demon. Absolutely cannot go wrong with this gun. I'm sure you've all tried it as we're all leveling it. It fries everything. Give this build a try. You'll fall in love, I promise. And then now let's move on to number 1, the Cream de la Cream, the best gun in the game in the SMG or close quarters category. That is the Bass P. The Bass P was already a demon before its buff. That's right, buff with this latest patch, which made this thing easily the best SMG in the game and the best close quarters gun in the game. I'm telling you, give it a try. It is incredible, and so many people are going to sleep on it. So get it out, try all of them, and have no troubles winning your gunfights. For this build, we're going to use the 10.5-inch Bruin Typhon barrel, the VLK 7mW laser, the hollow point ammunition in the 50 round drum, and the D37 rear grip to build an absolute banger. I'm not kidding when I say the Bass P is the best gun in the game for the SMG or close quarters battle scenarios. Give it a try. You cannot go wrong with this thing. I cannot stress that enough. And that's going to do it for me, boys. Thanks for watching the video. Again, make sure to like, and in the description is the Discord. Catch you next time, or I'll see you in Al Mazrah. And on that note, GG, boys.
Take a look at my plate as I pile it all up and sing it spaghetti or bolognese. And yes, that is all joking. Cake as we just get fatter and fatter. We only eat picky fatter. Some people, they like to hide it, but no, not me. I don't mind it because I want to be the biggest in the world.